So, what we've been discussing previously is that our media environment and the things that we're exposed to have a dramatic effect on how we think about things, how we see the world, what kind of assumptions we make about others, other cultures, other genders, other social and economic classes. Very often, it's said that we're just doing what sells. We are just offering what people want. And my argument is that I'm not sure that we're getting exactly what we want. I'm not sure if what we want has been manufactured or whether it's been, something that naturally evolved. But needless to say, there's a lot about what happens in our media that is all manufactured, including what you're watching right now. At some point, once we're done shooting this, we have to cut it, we have to edit it and do all that stuff. So there's a manufacturing process in everything that you consume that's out there. So what we're really kind of trying to go in depth in is really what are the things that we absorb and integrate into our consciousness as we're absorbing all this media? When we see a commercial over time, over days, months, years, what is the effect that it has on us, whether or not we get thirsty when we see the sweating bottle of Coke? What happens when we see a Whopper over and over again on the television? So I'm here once again with my dear brother Colby Goddard, and he works as a director and producer for DDC International. And we've been having this ongoing conversation for a long time about how to try and become better at what we do, how to offer a better product, how to offer something that's different. So Colby, there's some of the things that actually have definitions within the media community that the average consumer doesn't have any idea about. So could you maybe highlight one or two of those?
Sure. Well, I think, why do we watch television? Why do we play video games? It's so that we can do something different, so that we can be entertained, so that we can relax. And within the media community, that has been labeled the diversion effect. It's really, you could be doing something with your life, and you've chosen for that period of time to spend it watching television, spend it watching a movie, spend it engaging in a video game. And I think that it's important that everyone watching is aware of this, because you begin to think about how much time you actually spend watching TV, watching movies, and all of those things are fun, and they're created in such a way where it makes it seem like you're doing something productive. But I think that once we begin to think about the amount of time in a given week, in a given year that we spend in front of a screen, it really starts to jump out at you.
And so what techniques and what approaches are presently, like as we speak, being taken within media to continue that cycle of, the diversion effect?
There are a couple of things that jump out at me when you ask that question. The first is the fact that a lot of films have the same story recycled, remanufactured in different ways. Your classic romantic comedy, your classic journey movie. The characters can change, the setting can change, the minor obstacles can change, but in reality, we're watching the same thing over and over again. And it's actually been found that audiences want that. We like the fact that more or less we know what's going to happen and how this is going to play out. For example, we like the fact that boy meets girl, boy and girl go out, flirt with each other, but we know at the end that 99 out of 100 times boy and girl are going to end up together. And we love that. We're choosing to spend 2 hours with a piece of media where we already know the ending. We know what's going to happen. We're not really going to learn anything from it. It's pure diversion. Within reality television, it's the same thing. Every single reality television show, whether it's a cooking show, whether it's some sort of adventure show, it's all the same formula. And there you might have kind of the semblance that you're learning something new, you're learning a new recipe, or you're learning about a new part of the world, or a survival technique. But in reality, we're not watching those shows so that we can become expert nature lovers or great chefs. We're watching it because it has the same narrative that's being cycled over and over again. And we enjoy coming home to that narrative in the same way that we enjoy coming home to the same friends, to the same family members, because they make us feel comfortable.
So you mentioned this diversion effect and explained a good deal of it. So what are we being diverted from and why?
It's a great question, and I don't know if there's an answer for it because everything is so subjective. The amount of diversion that is healthy for me can be very different than the amount of diversion that's healthy for you. So I guess the most important thing is just to begin to question this. What does it mean to be productive? What does it mean to be at rest or to be in a mode of leisure? How much of those are necessary? And by actually questioning that and thinking about it for ourselves, then I think what happens is we make sure that we're making informed choices about how we want to use our time. Instead of, for example, getting hooked into something like a series where the only reason we want to watch the next show is because we're supposed to, because it's part of a series, and not because we actually want to, and we're making a choice to do so.
Well, thank you so much, Colby, for offering very valuable things to consider and think about. And I appreciate everyone who's tuning in, and feel free to leave comments and what you're actually interested in and really how you're interacting with this material. How do you interact with your media environment? It's really something that means a lot to me, and hopefully it means something to you. So thanks for tuning in. Much love.
Yeah.